I quite like it. I feel like I'm Elvis or something with those big microphones.
This is Charlie, founder of Ramen Space, a community and co-working for indie hackers and solopreneurs in Dalston. We went round for a cup of tea and a natter about community building in London.
So how did it all start?
Well, I actually didn't used to be in tech. I used to be in creative agencies for 5 or 6 years, so making like TV ads, digital ads, that kind of thing. And I got really interested in products and product hunt and indie hackers. And so I went into tech originally as a product manager. Then I just started a meetup because I wanted to meet more people building cool stuff. And I started something called Indie Beers in 2018, which is a indie hackers meetup going for like 7 or 8 years. We got a big one in London. We got a now bigger one in Lisbon. And in that journey, I just met loads of incredible people building stuff in London from all over the world, some of which are now some of my close friends. And that evolved into what is now Ramen Space over like 7 or 8 years, which is a founder co-working space for mainly solo founders building tech with AI. And that's where we are now. We already had a community before we opened the space. Most people, I think they get it the wrong way around. So they get a space, then they start a community, and the time is ticking for them to fill it out. And it's a lot easier if you kind of have a community. So because we were doing meetups and had an online community called Ramen Club for years, we sort of had a core of people when we opened, which made it a little bit easier. It was still not easy, don't get me wrong. And yeah, it's been a year. It's been awesome. Honestly, it's been quite a journey.
So what's been the highlight?
There's loads of cool moments just seeing our members ship their first product, ship really good products that they've been building for a while. There's been lots of small moments like that, but I think the first birthday about a month ago was a nice culmination of a year's work of building community. It was just while the London Maxing stuff was kicking off, a journalist was interviewing us, and there was a great cake, a ramen cake, and it felt like everything was kind of coming together in a nice celebration of the past year.
And then the low point.
So that's easy.
Really
yeah,
throwing it all in.
I think every founder that's been doing stuff for like 5 years or more has had a bunch of moments of like, is this the best possible use of my time, or like, maybe, or some stuff is really slow. There's probably been a few moments, but I think definitely the worst moment was when I broke my leg 3 months after opening Ramen Space. That has to be the worst thing that's happened in my journey. It was a freak accident. It happened about 100 meters from here. And I was like, I might have to close the space. Like, I was like, I can't be in there, and I'm just incapacitated. So yeah, that was a difficult time for sure.
And that's when I first came, and
yeah,
Solomon showed me around.
Solomon's one of our members, and he basically took over the space for 3 months, and it probably wouldn't be here now if he hadn't done that. And he did an amazing job. Solomon's I think he's actually better at welcoming people to the space than I am. And so I was like, it's actually doing better without me than with me. I was like, I'm slightly offended by this for my hospital beds, but he did a great job. We're still alive today.
So the $1 million question, although slightly I want to make it, I think £100,000 question.
Yeah.
Is if I gave you 100k today to improve London, what would you do with it?
So I think we did a London Maxing event here last Thursday, and there's two kind of main themes of addressing challenges in UK and London. And one is top-down policy stuff, which I have less control over, which is stuff like energy policy, house policy. But I think what we all agreed on a bottom-up thing we can do is helping to improve culture and community in the London tech scene, but beyond the London tech scene, other creative communities. And so I would invest that in basically changing the narrative of like sharing more stories about high agency people building cool stuff in London, not just in tech, elsewhere. Just kind of getting the meme out that you can just do things, and also teach people how to build their own communities and start their own projects. And I think there could be more than that. I think there's a lot of people who, when they want to start a meetup or community, they just don't know where to get started. And the other thing is people really overcomplicate it. They start events or meetups and they think you need everything. They think you need pizza, security, 5 speakers. They think you need a sponsor. They think you need loads of stuff. And you don't need any of that stuff. Like, all you need is the right people and the right location and some kind of purpose of why you're getting together. And that's enough. And I think showing people just how to do the basics really well would yield some good things. I think there's an art to location selection, because it's much better to just go in a busy pub and there's 5 of you, it's actually fine as long as it feels like there's energy.
Yeah.
But if you hire a big hall and 5 of you show up, it's the same meetup, but that context around you changes it completely and it feels weird. I would find the right people who are pushing narrative about positivity, optimism, creativity, bringing more of those stories to light. Really good, underrated people, because there's so many of them in London, and I think there's a lot of unsung heroes here, to be honest.